Welcome to this little micro course on grounding. Here we're going to explain why we ground and what grounding is and how to do it. We as humans have a hierarchy of needs, and our first basic need is food, shelter, water, warmth. Our second most important need is safety. So we need to feel safe, we need to feel secure. If we do not have the lower needs met, then we cannot adequately meet our needs of love and emotional connection. So it's essential that we first become safe whenever we're working with this practice, so that we don't go into the area of emotions that might be challenging, that may overwhelm us. So we can always come back and stay in the area of being grounded. So for grounding the body, we are suggesting that you lay down. There's going to be three areas that you can work with. You can work with your toes, you can work with your fingers, and you can work with your tongue. Now, the cycle that you can practice with is to first say a phrase of intention, followed by an action, and then followed by an attention to the results of that action. So each carrying phrase is followed by a carrying action. That can be just mental, and it can be mental and physical. And each carrying action is followed by bare attention, just observing the results of the previous two steps. The intention, the carrying action, and then what is the result of that? Is there more calmness? Is there more peace? What is the bare attention showing us in a non-judgmental way? So now to work with the practice itself. Grounding the mind is always the first place that we go to, because the mind, a lot of its role is to think, and so we want to honor that, and we start with having something that's true, that's happening in the present moment. So a phrase that we can use is breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. And it's suggested that you say this maybe 3 or more times, but not to be forceful. If it doesn't feel right, just 1 or 2 times is fine. And then come back to it. So over the course of maybe 5 minutes, you may come back to it maybe 4 different times. The idea is that we never force the mind. We're gentle and caring about it, because that is what we need in order to heal and to transform some of the anxiety and the stronger emotions that we find unpleasant. So the next stage is grounding. So we go to the body. So again, breathing in, which is just a true phrase, it's objective. I find my toes. So breathing in, I find my toes. Breathing in, I find my toes means that we pay attention to the spatial awareness of where our toes are. And the toes happen to be at the far end of our head, so that tends to be a good thing to help to ground us too. And the toes have a lot of nerve endings in them. There's just a lot that we can find that is beneficial by feeling our toes. So the next part of that, after breathing in, I find my toes, is the action. Breathing in, I move my toes. So now we're having an intentional action, and it's caring, because the reason we're doing this is because we care about ourselves, we care about our well-being, and this is really essential. And then the last stage is bare attention. So breathing in, I feel my toes. We don't judge them as they should be feeling this way, they should be feeling that way. We're just open and unconditional to whatever sensations there are there in the toes. So I want to thank you for your interest in this. These are just suggestions, but what we're wanting to point out is essentially how important grounding is, and that it is essential, And there's ways that we can very simply ground. And the power of intention. So these phrases are choices that we make. They're not something that the mind is going ahead and automatically doing on its own. So this is where we start to become more in control. So the phrases can be offered in many different forms or intentions, but basically the phrases are always short. They may start with, may I be safe, may I be happy, may I be content, may I let go. You'll know best what phrases are going to suit you under a certain particular time and circumstance. So once again, thank you for your attention to this, and we would like to provide more of these. If you find that they are of interest, please like this video. Thank you.